What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to take an in-depth look at the Krig 6 to see if it is a meta weapon in the current state of Warzone. If you do enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and let's get on to the video. The first thing we're going to take a look at is this chart that I made using data from sites like True Game Data and people like Exclusive Ace and JGod. I've made my own spreadsheets using the damage ranges, the fire rate, all that kind of stuff to make these charts. So I'm comparing all the ARs that I feel like can be used at long range. And as you can see, we have the Krig 6 right here, and it is middle of the pack, right in here. So right now it looks like this gun doesn't look too special right now, but if you compare it to what the Kilo is now, look at that. This is a Kilo. This right here is the Krig 6. Like, insanely different. And then, let's see, one of the closer ones to it. It's one of the closest guns to the Krig 6 in close range. But the Kilo has that extra drop off that none of these ARs have, where it drops off a lot right there. Now, what we're going to take a look at is some of these other options, because obviously we know what the FARA is one of the best guns to use in the game right now. See, it's here. Krig 6 is right here. Big difference, but remember, they recently changed the FARA to now it is a slower gun. But remember, they changed the FARA, so now it has more recoil than the Krig. So the Krig will be easier to use than the FARA. That's why I think the Krig has a chance of being a meta weapon currently. Another thing we're going to look at is the damage per mag. And these are all of the assault rifles in the game. As you can see, the Krig right in line with the Groza, and more damage per mag to the FARA. And I'm using the meta mag size, so that would be like, so most of these guns are going to be 60, like the AK-47. I just put 60 because like for long range you're going to use the 60. For the XM4 you're going to use the 60. You can see right here it says 60. 60, 50 for the RAM, 50 for the FFAR, 30 for the SCAR. Just, you can take a look kind of as I scroll through it if you want to slow down the speed. So, as you can see, the Krig has a really good damage per mag compared to a lot of these other long range ARs. But this is close range. If we change the slider, move it towards 50 meters, it now, the FR556 is obviously the king, but now it is the same as the A94 and the XM4 at range. The FARA falls off a little bit more, so now the FAL and the Groza have better damage per mag. But the C58, obviously, it has great damage per mag. And this is good for playing team modes where you're going to want to know that you can down and confirm multiple people without reloading. So on this chart, I got all of the base aim on sight times and movement speeds and bullet velocities. Only the base data, not the stacked attachments, because obviously a lot of these guns, especially the Cold War option, the Cold War guns, they're going to have different, like the bullet velocities might be different, but the attachments kind of like will have the same multiplier, so change the gun in the same way, so the rankings will still be the same. So on the Krig, obviously we're looking at the Krig. We have movement speed. At the top, we have the Krig, second on the list with movement speed. And if we sort ADS movement speed, we have the Krig is number 4. Now, and it's the only one that beats it is QBZ, RAM, and ASVAL, and the RAM is really the only one that people will want to try using at range. ADS speed, and the Krig is right in the middle, which like it makes sense because it's a slower gun, not really impressive time to kill, but low recoil, so that's how they balance it. A little bit slower in outside speed compared to other guns. Now, I don't have reload times for a few of these guns, and it has normal sprint to fire time or sprint to fire speed, and it has base hip fire. So overall, the Krig very mobile for what it is, and like average 8 sight speed. So you're gonna when you use this gun, you're gonna have really good movement. So probably it'd excel in Rebirth Island just because of the insane movement you have with this gun. Now for the class setup, I would use the HC suppressor for obviously being suppressed, get bullet velocity increases and damage range. I go with the mil-spec barrel, gives you biggest increases the recoil control, bullet velocity, and your damage range. You can't go with this barrel if you're playing Rebirth, but if you are playing for Dance, recommend this because your fights will be at longer ranges. I go with the Field Agent just to keep it as consistent as possible. Again, maybe if you are playing Rebirth, you can still use this barrel and then go with the Tiger team, give you better movement speed. Then I go with the 60 round mag. You can go 45 if you do. Like, that might be good for solos or duos, but I'd recommend 60. And then I go with the Axial Arms 3 times optic with base reticle because it's like the T-pose from Modern Warfare on the VLK. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And if you do want to get notified when I do post another video, make sure you hit the bell icon because I will be covering more guns in the future.